All right. So, where do we even start? Okay, let's start with Celestia. She's the icon of the game, to be honest. I'm gonna put her at a B. You can make a team comp without having like a healer, I believe. And as a support player, you actually have to play disgustingly aggressive with her now as a fighter. One of the best Celestia players was someone who would play in front of everyone because you would be the most tanky person in the game. But yeah, you can still do that playstyle, and I recommend that playstyle if you're gonna play Celestia. You should play very upfront, use your nades to your advantage, and just like triple stack a Q onto like a Flavia or a Baimo and push in. But I think because her shields are no longer permanent and they're decaying, she is not as required in every game. And I will say, I think she has more value on attack than defense, because attack side, you tend to want to rotate a lot back and forth when you see, I don't know, a controller on a site, right? And the way you should see shields in this game is as a rotating resource. Having a 𝐂𝐫𝐿𝐴 in your team allows you to take more damage and like bait more fights, so you can have a better execute when there's less players on site. So better on attack. I think she's a B. I wouldn't say she pumps out lots of damage, but like Flavia will take a fight and Celestia can assist. All right, next, we'll go to Reiichi. Reiichi is fucking busted. As you guys know, his Awakening 3 allows for his wall to be see-through, right? Like, you know how much aura you have as Reiichi? You can displace people by just dropping a wall down, and your whole team can see through it. It's instantly good. Now, there are counters to it, like Fuchsia Q, for example. But think about it. Your ult makes your wall like a fucking block. It's just so good. His abilities, crazy value. Now, his gun too. His gun is nasty. You can use his gun as an aim crutch. A lot of what people do in... I should have the game open, bro. I should have the game open. I would be very satisfied putting him at an S or an A. I'm gonna put him at A for now though. The strategy with Reiichi, right? You just get the headshot upgrade, ADS upgrade maybe, and it's just like, right? Someone's like aggro against you, you just go turn into paper. You just play the lotto, bro. ADS is 100% accurate in the air, right? So like you could just... Okay, hold up. Right? Flying 180s, like, without having to charge it up. Next, we can do Ming. Now, Ming, if you're not playing her, you're trolling. Like, she's 100% an S. Her ability is very good for taking fights. If you play Ming, you have to take fights for your team and absorb damage. If you're not doing that and being a pussy and just like trying to like peek down mid and try to one-tap someone because you have an AK, you're doing it fucking wrong. Yeah, her damage is nuts. She has the best gun in the game. Her recoil is a little hard to control. She's pretty much required. She's super self-sufficient, and you could play her heavy armor. She's one of the characters in the game where you play heavy armor because when she loses shield, right, she can regen based on damage. It's just super good against like many characters. So like Yvette's bear, you can regen shield on that. You can go from 0 shield to 100 shield without emptying your entire clip. Like, you just shoot the bear a little bit, regens so much shield. Plus her ult. 300 health fucking tank coming towards you. Are you winning that fight? No, right? Her TTK is one of the fastest in the game. I would say always go Awakening 2 too, where you gain temporary armor when you Q someone. So her outplay potential and self-sufficiency is super high. Like, imagine you have to 1v4, you just Q. Yeah, you just get so much shield from queuing a target. Always play Ming. If you don't have a Ming in your team, just lose. Okay, hot take. Meredith is also an S. I think in most maps, you're going to want at least one controller. You can get away with 0 if like your team really knows what they're doing with Duelist. But Meredith is too good not to play. I think you can get away with playing Ling or Maddelena as a potential controller. But with her buff, making her her Awakening 3 4 orbs, like, these smokes are so candy to play in, bro. Like, imagine you're an enemy and all you see is this. Like, unless you're Fuchsia, bro, like, just uninstall the game and exit. Her Qs allow you, once you have the first Awakening, to take crazy angles on people. Right? On Windy Town, you just fly up. Just destroy people. To add on, her ult is a really good win condition. It's basically Viper ult with a vacuum in the middle, but because attack side generally has more scanners than defense, it just makes the ult so broken. Your chances are you're going to play a Lawine or a Fuchsia every game you play where you have a Meredith. So combining her smokes with other scanning characters just has so much value. She has immense synergy with just about all the characters in the game. so much other things too. Like her ult can defend against like a Michelle ult. Let's say there's a Mau Mau robot over here. Just drop your ult. Mau Mau robot's pretty much useless. Right, and the gun is disgusting easy to learn. Right here, I'm just gonna get up high. Like her recoil, it's like virtually non-existent. I think this is like an AUG. So for sure, Meredith in the S tier. If you disagree with me and can put out an A, I understand. But like, I think it's a mistake not to play her right now. Imagine just like, oh no, I'm running from someone. And then you're just like fucking 7 feet in the air, Shaquille O'Neal, dunk on someone. The floating mechanism is disgusting. I think what I have to start doing now is generalizing the abilities of characters into categories, but good gun, can displace enemies, good synergy with teammates, playable in every map. S. We can talk about Lawine next. Honestly, when I play Lawine, I feel like a C or a B, bro. But I think I'll put her on A just because she's the best scanner in the game right now. You can set up a lot of plays for your team, but she isn't as self-sufficient as others, in my opinion. You get the Awakening too, and then you can, you know, drop your Q, and then it'll chain all the people in the queue to it, and they get like a slow that's even better than the Ming slow. So super great for catching people out, but usually you want someone to follow up with you. Now, her only self-sufficiency factor is like playing in her ult and trying to make solo plays with her smoke Q. When you play Lawine, you should almost really never be lurking like this. I would say the smoke Q plays only should be done in conjunction with the team play, or if you're like the last one alive, because the knife just gives so much info and value to your team. Yeah, there's not much else to talk about her, just a good standard. And you're gonna want to play her on every map, I think, in my opinion. Her gun is okay. I don't like it. Like, there's a lot of ammo, but it's kind of weak, especially at long range. Like, I have to pump like 25 shots into someone. Lawine in B tier. How about we do the rest of the T side? Kanami. Kanami is a C at max. Okay, no, she can be an A. Kanami can be an A. And the only reason why I feel like her abilities are kind of good, because you can shoot your recon anywhere, right? It's really broken for maps with a lot of verticality, because people will struggle to find the note. But, you know, just play Lawine type shit. Now, I think a really underweighted? What the fuck? A really underweighted part of her kit is her passive. When she shoots, she does a little splash. So say I don't see this guy here, but I shoot in his vicinity, I can reveal someone. So this is really good in maps like Area 88. If you shoot pillars, you can find people. So just shooting common spots and using it as like a first recon, genuinely not that bad. So she's an A at best on certain maps, but she is a C on the regular. It's much better to have someone that could take space, because space is so important in this game. And Kanami, besides like once her Q is done, what are you gonna do? Like snipe them, I guess? Okay, her ult's pretty good, to be honest. But even though her abilities are pretty good for taking fights and taking space, the other guys just do her job a lot better. You've opened my eyes. Facts, and I'm Asian. Let's do defense now. Michelle, I'm just gonna put her on S. I think you can also make a case for Michelle being A, but she is super, super beginner friendly. Super duper. Michelle's gun is so easy to control. Look, no recoil upgrades. That shit don't move, bruh. The dots stay on the same spot. I'm pulling down, so like, keep that in mind. But I'm not pulling down that hard, you know? Now her bots are pretty versatile too. I think that her bots actually have a skill cap to them, or a skill ceiling, like a high skill ceiling. Because normally what newer players will do is they'll just put their bots kind of like pea shooters in Plants vs. Zombies. They'll just leave it in one spot and not think about it forever. So like, yeah, okay, so we're defending this pillar. I'm gonna put a bot here and a bot over here, and they'll call it a day. But her bots can actually be super versatile as well. You can use it as an aggressive sort of thing, right? It's like a rain of blind almost. Someone has to shoot it. Imagine you're retaking, right? Okay, I'm retaking the site. You can place a bot right here. this guy is going to be like, oh, I have to shoot that. And then you peek him, right? And it also reveals them. So that's good. You just shoot through walls. Like, you have a rough idea of where they are based on your bots. So pretty good. Also, like, yeah, she's so self-sufficient. Like, you can hold down a site by yourself, or if you're getting chased, you just place bots behind you and it'll slow people down. So she has a lot of like versatility. She has escapes. She has defense. She has aggressive pushes if you use your bots. Her gun is good. And her passive actually is pretty good against scanners, which are often played, because Michelle's passive reveals enemies that shoot through her or shoot her. You can just shoot back, just fight back. Just ease of usage, fits on any map. It's just nice. Okay, Nobunaga. Personally, I would put him at a B, but I suck at him, so he goes on A. Nobunaga is very versatile as well. I'd say these are the top two, like, kind of like defenders. He can 3-shot people, and his fire rate is like no joke too. So even if you're body shotting, like, Nobunaga is really scary in the right hands. Now, the way you should play this guy is like a juggernaut. I like to compare him to a juggernaut because he can be the tankiest person in the game. When you're in your queue, Nobu has a passive where if he stands in his queue or his awaken, if he stands in his queue, he'll have like a focus sash from Pokemon. Like, once he goes to 1 HP, he gains 50. Basically, when you play in your pylon, you have 275 health if you get heavy armor. Not my type of playstyle, but if you are someone that likes to sit still, pretty damn good. His awakenings are also very good as well. He makes tight areas unenterable if you just place a Q down with the second awakening, like perma reveal. So I'll put him at an A because his abilities and gun overall is good, but you don't need him. You can definitely play without a Nobunaga as opposed to like a Michelle. Flavia. Okay, this is a hot take, bro. I think Flavia is a B. I think against a good team, like, she just gets, she falls off. She falls off. Here, I'm gonna draw a graph. Like, okay, I think we can put her at an A. I'll put her at A. I'll put her at A. I'll put her at A. Your team needs to be good when you play Flavia. Yes, you can carry a game on Flavia. I've done it before. I went 27-3 or whatever. Yes, you can do that. But as you climb the ranks, you'll find that it's kind of easy to abuse her, like from the other team's perspective, right? Let's say like I'm taking a 1 by myself, which you should never do at a high rank, but let's say I'm doing it. All T side has to do is just fucking run at you. Imagine a Baimo is just breathing down my throat after I Q. Like, I'm fucking dead. Usually you want to go 3 just for temporary armor, but I could see you making like flash plays with the insta flash. She's very good as an entry for the defenders, like super good for retakes. She's just so aggressive. She's basically Reina IMO. Like, if you're not taking damage for your team, just uninstall the game. Her gun's super good for close quarter, and it's even not that bad for long range either. Kokona. I'm gonna put Kokona at B. I feel like she's the better of the two. Out of the two snipers so far, she has more util and support for the team as opposed to Kanami. Like, her Qs are usually up. Kanami's Q takes so long to get back, but Kokona's Q, which like gives HP or shield when you get the second awakening, really good, really good. She has a passive where she lifeline reses someone. So if you're like goated with the aim, if you're like a Widow player in Overwatch, it can be just your thing. The bad thing with snipers in general is you can't really quick scope. You guys see when I ADS and the dot takes time to get to the middle, right? If you do it too quick, it's just gonna bloom. Wait, what? Okay, there you go. So you actually have to wait for the red dot to be in the middle before you can shoot, making like quick scoping not too effective. You have to hit the head. Kokona gets a B from me. Oh, Yvette. Okay, Yvette. I think S on the right maps. S on the right maps. A for sure. A minimum. Yuki aim during the first tournament, they were like, man, the bear ain't do shit. Man, the bear sucks. No, the bear is so OP. Look. You can shoot through the bear, bro. That shit's like crazy. Like, isn't that kind of lit? And the bear can scout, but don't use it as a scout that much. It's way better as like a aura, like a force field. Defending a site as with a bear, so fucking good. It's like 700 health. And you just like ice an area, and that area is pretty much yours. If you take a fight in the ice, enemies are gonna be vulnerable, take like 50% more damage, you're gonna win the gunfight. Especially because Yvette's gun is so strong at close range. the fire rate on the gun is super fast. So like she can just laser someone like 200 to 0. Now long range, she might as well be a B. Like it's as bad as like shooting someone with Flavia from far. Yvette's invisible passive isn't that good, but I think there is potential to make plays with it. Because like the area that it covers when she's in her passive is pretty like bad. So if someone's just right here, they'll see me. And you can catch so many Yvettes with their pants down like this. Don't catch a Yvette with her pants down. She's... Anyways, continuing on. Gun's good. Her upgrades too. They're shooting your bear. You just get second awakening. Ice an area from very far. Or not that far, but pretty good. And for the third awaken, if you kind of suck at your bear, you can just drop it somewhere and let it do its thing. But I think Snowball tends to be better. Ult is good too because it'll help you win a fight, but it's basically just an ice area. I don't really like it because it takes really long for it to cover a lot of area. Okay, now lastly is just the characters playable on both sides. Baimo? Okay, I think S on good hands, but A in general. Yeah, he's so different from other agents in this game, but he has the most outplay potential in the game. Baimo has a lot of opportunity to make space, but it comes at the cost at not really playing with your team because he's so self-sufficient, right? When you get a kill, you just snowball, right? I'm gonna disable unlimited abilities, so you just dash, get another. Like, you're just a fucking menace, right? This is really good for people that can play movements. Baimo, we put him at 8. His Awaken 3 is self-sufficient, and his 2 can be a flash. I think both are quite good. His ult is a Phoenix ult. His playstyle tends to be pretty selfish. That's why I want a good player on Baimo, because they can just lurk, get a kill because their gun is just so good, and make the game playable. But he is super hard to master, and his movement is something you'll have to practice in the range for. And another thing, he can disable people from turning into paper by just doing a certain amount of damage. So OP, bro. Maddelena, her general kit is usable in like all the maps, right? Even if I can't aim one day and I like fucking suck, you know, I can't hit a shot for shit, you just provide a lot of value from slowing things down. It's very easy to get overwhelmed in this game because there's like so much shit flying. And the good thing with Maddelena is like people are forced to stop. Like, are you gonna push this fucking orange splatter, orange cum, and orange goo all over the place? No. She could also hold a lot of vertical by preventing people from climbing up. So you just like, you splash the ground. Let's say the enemy was here and this was just a block. They can't climb up because I've glued it. So really good at maps that have verticality. Port Euler, Kashi Street, kind of, and 88. She has a lot of outplay potential too because you can do this. Nobody expects this. Nobody expects this. Put her at an A. Good in most situations. Audrey is also an A. Like, I think she is an S at the top ranks, like for sure, because she can substitute for Ming pretty often. Her shield is just like an extra 60 health that's just in front of your face. Easy way to tank damage, right? But I think you could be a really bad Audrey too. So that's why I'm putting her at A, is like, I feel like you have to master positioning on her, which is like just simply the hardest thing. You also have to get used to shooting at like a 70 FOV because the shield only pops up when you ADS. And it could be really disorienting if you're, you know, ADSing on someone. Her abilities are good for post plant or just like holding down a site. That's why I like her, is she can be very versatile and take fights like with the main character. And her turret is like, all the noobs are scared of it. So yeah, easy A for me. Fuchsia, I'm gonna put at an A as well, leaning towards B, but I'm just gonna put her in A. I think every beginner who has started this game thinks Fuchsia is the most broken thing since, like, I don't know, iPhones in real life. Why is everyone A? Because they can I don't know. You want me to swap it up? Should I be more mean? Alright, boom. Everyone thinks that Fuchsia is insane at the start because of her self-res, but you'll later come to find out that you have lower opportunity to do self-reses when people start playing together. So Fuchsia, if you want to pick up this game, I think playing Fuchsia first easiest character to learn by far. You just scan enemies in your area. You can slow them if you get the 3rd upgrade. So good on defense or good on picking someone on offense. But you do use a flex slot when you play her on attack and defense. So bear that in mind. Yeah, Awakening 3 is the better of the two for sure. Yeah, super self-sufficient because her first Awakening gives her HP. Her ult is like a faster fire rate. So if you're confident in your aim and ability to take gunfights, pick her up. Integral part of her kit is just smoking and pressing Q. That's it. Yeah, you can pick her in most instances. I wouldn't be mad. And this is my tier list. There's really no bad characters in this game, and you can succeed with any of them. There's a reason why Strinova in China win rates are typically not over like 53 or 40 or under 47. Because most of these characters are playable. Even though I'm thinking of putting Ling in an S sometimes, like his win rate in China is like 48. It was 47 or 48. Because you can be a really bad Ling, but you can also be like a super clean Ling. So it really is just about the user, not so much like the character. I put a lot of people at A because I truly believe they're usable. I'm putting Flavia at B.